Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. This is Scott Don coming to you with a live broadcast number 230 to address to the Kringle Private Society. And ជំរាបសួរអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាខ្ញុំ Scott Don មកថ្ងៃនេះចង់ណែនាំអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាដឹងអ្វីនៅក្នុងសមាគម TVC ហើយនៅក្នុងលោកីនៅក្នុងលោកផែនដីសម័យនេះថានៅក្នុងថ្ងៃនេះខ្ញុំគឺមានអារម្មណ៍ដែលថាជឿចិត្តដែលថាអ្វីដែលថាសប្តាហ៍ថ្ងៃនេះដែលមានគេហៅក្រុមហ៊ុនឬរដ្ឋឬអ្នកកាន់កាប់ដែលថាគេបង្កើតកម្មវិធី program និងដកកូនចេញពីគ្រួសារ Okay, so again this topic today I'm going to discuss is going to how should I say it to acknowledge, to expose, to let the people know that there is ample evidence, there is what you call it agenda. Well, not so much as an agenda. Well, it's a, you can say it's agenda. It's technically it's depopulations and also tie into not just in the depopulations aspect, but it's going into the MERS, which is mortgage electronic registrations of all assets of we, including ourselves as human. They are already registered into this MERS program. And also with this MERS program, it's not just the asset, the mineral, your home, car, boat, plane, whatever. Not just that, it's including us. We are their asset. Okay, and basically it's being registered into a major database that control the people on this planet. And ចឹងហើយបានថានៅក្នុងលោកីនេះនៅក្នុងសម័យនេះដែលថាគេមានprogram គេមានបង្កើតបញ្ចេញមកដែលថាគេនឹងចុះឈ្មោះនៅក្នុងចូលទាំងអស់ដាក់អ្វីដែលមានតម្លៃតាំងពីលុយតាំងពីមាសតាំងពីឡានប្រាក់អីកណូតទូកប៉ាល់ហោះតេះភ្លើង whatever ទាំងអស់គេដាក់នៅក្នុងគេហៅMERS MERS mortgage electronic registration service អានេះហៅថាតាំងពីជីវិតមនុស្សទៀតគេចុះឈ្មោះដាក់នៅក្នុងនឹង data ហ្នឹងនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងហើយថាជីវិតអ្នកមួយវាមានតម្លៃធំណាស់តម្លៃ គឺថាมันអាចគេថាมันរោបជំនួសបានទេអញ្ចឹងហើយបានថាតែទូទៅមិនមែនត្រឹមតែនៅអាមេរិកនេះទេទូទៅគ្រប់ប្រទេសដែលមានផតាំងគេថាក្រុមពួក UN United Nations the one world order one world government okay each country is being governed by their own country their own government but they are being controlled they are being governed by these one world order that behind it's a parallel it's a two it's side by side you know two what's the word I'm looking for two system the public and the private the public is being narrated being controlled to live or yes to live and the law to set a book or in this case in the US that's now considered maybe three set a book one for Hillary one for the deep state and one for the masses public so those three books three law three set of law three set of book so depending on which book you're under which 99% is under the public and since you're under the public book or yeah public book that is why these organizations is not the republic government is a corporation is a third party contractor your constitution is your rights is your law is the law and the natural law at that okay your natural law is to you're born into the natural law live your life to the fullest by natural law by means no harm to any life human beings that's the natural law and since we are abide by the natural law and every parent every person has the phylogenesis which means that we care for our offspring we're not like animal even some animal they are protective of the offspring philoprogenesis that's what we have that's our DNA that we care we protect our children our offspring and yet what this organization does is taking that away from us as human beings our offspring our children belong to the state okay which there's no constitution the constitution doesn't state that your child belongs to the state that if you do wrong they can come in to take your child that is a false okay you have the right to protect your family to protect your child at all costs unless it's your fault that you did wrong okay ចឹងហើយបានថាម្នាក់ទូទៅមនុស្សយើងមានចិត្តនៅក្នុងខ្លួនដែលថាយើងជាស្រឡាញ់ជាការពាររបស់កូនក្នុងគ្រួសារយើងប៉ុន្តែដែលក្រុមរដ្ឋមិនថារដ្ឋទេពួកអ្នកដែលគេហៅ corporation ពួក corporation ពួក UN ពួកone world order នេះ one world government គេនឹងមកអាចយកកូនយើងដកកូនយើងចេញពីក្នុងគ្រួសារយើងតើបើគេនឹងកូនយើងនឹងត្រូវដែលថាកំណត់ដែលថាគេនឹងរកកូននឹងគេនឹងរកយកកូននឹងប្រមាណក្នុងមួយឆ្នាំឲ្យមានប្រមាណកូននឹងដែលគេអាចដកចេញពីក្នុងគ្រួសារតើរបៀបរបបដែលគេធ្វើនេះគេចង់ដែលគេចង់ស្លាប់យើងផែនការដែលថាគេចង់ស្លាប់យើង90%ចោលក្នុងលើផែនដីហ្នឹងហើយណាមួយទៀតដែលថាគេមិនចង់ឲ្យអ្នកស្រីជារាដែលថាកូនស្រីអ្នកកំមុំហ្នឹងចងច្បូនមិនឲ្យមានកូននេះហើយគេថាម្យ៉ាងទៀតរបៀបដែលថាគេតទៅមុខទៀតមិនឲ្យមានកូនគឺមិនឲ្យមានប្រជាជននៅលើផែនដីនេះថាកម្មវិធីដែលគេធ្វើនេះថាគេចេញច្បាប់មកមិនឲ្យថាស្លាប់យើងចឹងហើយគេថាមានទាំងឆ្នាំចាក់មិនឲ្យមានកូនមានទាំងរបៀបរបបចងស្បូនមិនឲ្យមានកូនមិនមែនថាយើងធ្វើចង់ធ្វើខ្លួនឯងថាយើងមិនចង់បានកូនមិនមែនអញ្ចឹងទេគឺថារបៀបរបបគេថាគេចង់ស្លាប់យើងហ្នឹងគេធ្វើគេបញ្ចេញកម្មវិធីគេបញ្ចេញរបៀបរបបធ្វើអញ្ចឹងតាមការពិតនោះមួយ excuse me មនុស្សអ្នកមួយគឺតែមានរស់នៅលើជីវិតនេះនៅក្នុងលើផែនដីនេះគឺមានសិទ្ធិ100%ខ្លួនឯងចង់មានកូនប្រមាណឲ្យតែអាចរស់នៅទូធាយសบายរស់នៅបបោប៉ុន្តែបើយើងរស់នៅចេះតែពិបាកចេះតែខ្វះរកបានមួយថ្ងៃអត់មួយថ្ងៃទៅអាហ្នឹងក៏ថាដូចធម្មជាតិយើងគំនិតយើងចិត្តយើងថាឥឡូវយើងមិនអាចយើងមិនអាចមានគ្រួសារធំមានគ្រួសារច្រើនក្នុងមួយគ្រួសារមានកូនចៅក្នុងមួយគ្រួសារនឹងច្រើនយើងក៏បន្ថយមិនមែនថាយើងចងស្បូននឹងជាប់មិនឲ្យមានកូនចាក់ឆ្នាំធ្វើមិនឲ្យមានកូនគឺថាមនុស្សមួយគឺតែចង់តែមានកូនព្រោះតែកូននឹងហើយគឺនឹងអាចបន្តពូជបន្តចៅតទៅមុខទៀតដែលថានឹងរស់នៅលើផែនដីនេះមនុស្សមួយគឺតែមានចិត្តមានចិត្តប៉ុន្តែដែលថារដ្ឋដែលថាពួកដែលថាពុករលួយពួកដែលថាក្រងការគេមកផែនការគេមកសម្លាប់ប្រជាជនចោលនេះចង់តែយកភាគក្នុងខ្លួនរបស់ប្រជាជននេះគឺយកទៅលក់គឺបើគេធ្វើបាបកូនណាមួយគេយកនឹងប្រលឹងគេយកជាតិហើយយកធ្វើកូននឹងឲ្យវាខ្លាចឲ្យវាភ័យឲ្យវានៅក្នុងខ្លួនអញ្ចឹងទៅបានឈាមឡើងហើយអញ្ចឹងมันកាលណាគេនឹងក៏សម្លាប់កូននឹងហើយយកឈាមនឹងទៅផឹកហើយក្នុងគ្រឿងក្នុងរបស់កូននឹងគេយកទៅលក់ទៅទៀតអញ្ចឹងហើយមកថាច្បាប់នេះគឺវាច្បាប់ឈួតច្បាប់ដែលថាមានវាខ្ញុំចង់និយាយថានេះគឺថាពិបាកបន្តិចឥឡូវខ្ញុំសុំទោសថាខ្ញុំបកប្រែណែនាំនិយាយខុសពីអីនិយាយមិនចំបកប្រែមិនចំអីសូមអភ័យទោសផងព្រោះជួនកាលទៅមិនបាននិយាយច្រើនទៅក៏ភ្លេចអូខេចឹងទៅថាសូមអ្នកអភ័យទោសផងថាខ្ញុំនិយាយស្អីខុសឆ្គងអីបកប្រែខុសអីប៉ុន្តែមិនមែនថាខ្ញុំនឹងចង់និយាយចង់និយាយផអីទេខ្ញុំចង់ជានិយាយប្រាប់អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាឲ្យដឹងថាអ្វីនៅក្នុងរដ្ឋនៅក្នុងតែថាធ្វើរបៀបអាក្រក់ដល់ប្រជាជនទូទៅមិនមែនថាមិនធ្វើនៅស្រុកខ្មែរធ្វើនៅប្រទេសមួយណាមួយធ្វើនៅអាមេរិកមួយទូទៅថានៅក្រោមកាន់កាប់គេនេះតើប្រជាជនទូទៅអត់ដឹងបាទឥឡូវហ្នឹងបើយើងដឹងហើយយើងជួយរំលឹកប្រជាជនទាំងអស់គ្នាថាឲ្យការពារខ្លួនឲ្យការពារគ្រួសារប្រជាជនដែលអ្នកមួយនៅក្នុង ប្រទេសណាក៏ដោយដែរការពារគ្រួសារខ្លួនឯងការពារកូនការពារកូនខ្លួនឯងយកចិត្តទុកដាក់គេថាគេបញ្ចេញច្បាប់ឈួតគេបញ្ចេញច្បាប់ដែលថាគេនឹងអាចសម្លាប់កូនងាដែលថានៅក្នុងគ្រប់ខែកើតចេញមកហើយបើថាគេនឹងចង់យកគេនឹងអាចដកយកហើយគេនឹងអាចសម្លាប់បានទៀតតើច្បាប់នេះគឺច្បាប់ល្អឬមិនតើច្បាប់នេះគឺចម្រើនឲ្យប្រជាជនរស់នៅសុខឲ្យសុបាយឬទេតើអ្នកយល់ទាំងអស់គ្នាដឹងទេតើច្បាប់នេះល្អឬមិនល្អតើបើគេចង់បានកូនយើងគេនឹងអាចដកកូនយើងចេញតើពិចារណាមើលត្រូវឬមិនត្រូវវាអត់ត្រូវទេចឹងហើយបានថា so អញ្ចឹងបាទខ្ញុំចង់ណែនាំអ្នកដែលថាឲ្យដឹងអ្វីដែលរបបយើងរស់នៅសប្តាហ៍នេះគឺក្រោមបង្គាប់គេស្លាប់យើងក្រោមបង្គាប់គេធ្វើបាបយើងក្រោមបង្គាប់គេនឹងអាចមកដកកូនយើងពេលណាក៏បានដែរឲ្យតែគេចង់បានតើយើងពិចារណាមើលត្រូវឬមិនត្រូវថាអត់ត្រូវទេចឹងហើយបានថានៅអាមេរិកគេមានច្បាប់ដែលឲ្យយើងមានកំភ្លើងមកនៅក្នុងអខ្លួនគ្រួសារនៅក្នុងផ្ទះក្នុងការពារអញ្ចឹងហើយបានថាសប្តាហ៍នេះគេថាពួក UN នឹងពួកដែល One World Government ហ្នឹងគឺចង់ទៅសេច្បាប់គឺចង់ទម្លាយច្បាប់ហ្នឹងតើអញ្ចឹងហើយថាច្បាប់នេះដែលថាបង្កើតចេញមកតាំងពី1789 the Constitution you have the right to bear arms to protect your family okay the second amendment that's what is your right to protect from the tyranny the rogue from foreign and domestic the government the official that is being elected to the office is the employee of the people. We, the people, are the employer. Why do I say that? How do I say that? How do I know that? Because we are their employer, because we elect them into office and we are paying their salary through the taxpayer. All of you that pay tax to pay for their service. So they are our employees. And as a corporation, as they stated, if your employee do not perform, if your employee do not perform to the task that they being elected to, they can be fired. So for that being said, the same thing as this politician. Okay, so ចឹងហើយមិនថារដ្ឋមួយដែលមានអំណាចឡើងធ្វើធំនេះគឺជាមកពីប្រជាជនដែលបោះឆ្នោតឲ្យហើយដែលបោះឆ្នោតឲ្យហើយអ្នកដែលមានសិទ្ធិដែលថាឡើងធ្វើនេះគឺជាគេហៅជាអ្នកគឺជាអ្នកកលីរបស់ប្រជាជនគឺប្រជាជននេះហើយដែលថាអ្នកបងតាក់នេះហើយយកលុយតាក់ហ្នឹងទៅបងឲ្យអ្នកជាប់អំណាចអ្នកមកធ្វើការនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងអូខេអញ្ចឹងហើយបានថាទូទៅអញ្ចឹងហើយណាមួយដែលរដ្ឋ government មួយគឺត្រូវតែការពារប្រជាជនការពារប្រទេសតាមការពិតផ្ទុយមកវិញគឺមិនធ្វើតាមដូចថាមួយចង់បានអំណាចប៉ុន្តែបានអំណាចហើយមិនធ្វើដោយកំណត់ថាគឺមកបង្រាត់ជិះជាន់យកអំណាចមកជិះជាន់រដ្ឋប្រជាជនធ្វើខុសអស់ហើយអូខេឥឡូវហ្នឹងខ្ញុំចង់share website radio talk pro radio talk with Tang and what you call that, Stephen Kraut. And there's ample evidence that everyone need to know and to protect your family, protect your right as the Constitution, as the Republic, not under the UN, the one world order, one world government. And they have ample years, many, many years that they been implementing their depopulations. From the food we eat, from the water we drink is being poisoned by fluorides, and the air we breathe, chemtrail. Chemtrail is patent. And why are they patent this technique, these chemtrail to kill us? That's give them the right to spray the air with all these nanonite magic dust in the sky to poison us. So if you don't believe and you think that this is a conspiracy, how is it a conspiracy when you look up in the sky, you see with your own eye, and you still say, "Oh, it's what you call a smoke trail from the airplane, the commercial airplane." Now, the commercial airplane have a path that they go through back and forth, the destination to the airport that they're going to. And not like the commercial airplane, these high flying jet above the average 30,000 mile that the commercial flight. And again, we the people fund this program. The taxpayer is paying for it. So we paying to kill ourselves. Is that, think about that, that's an oxymoron. We are paying them to kill us, ourselves. So how is that possible? And those chemtrail plane, the jet, they crisscross, making tic-tacs, making spelling word in the sky. So, and they are a fast flying jet and up high, higher than the normal commercial plane. And when you look at the commercial plane, you don't see the chemtrail, the smoke trail coming out from the commercial plane, and it's flying lower than these jet that's spraying this particle, this nanite, this magic dust, the aluminum particle that we breathe into our body. Aluminum known to cause cancer, and a part of others genetically manufacture that we breathe into our system. So ចឹងហើយបានថាជីវិតអ្នកមួយមានតម្លៃធំណាស់ដែលថាទូទៅដឹងឬមិនដឹងហើយដែលថាប្រជាជនទូទៅនេះអត់មានដឹងដែលថាកម្មវិធីតែពួក One World Order One World Government នេះគឺចង់មកស្លាប់យើងតាំងពីដើមមកចឹងហើយបានថាសុំភាកខ្លួនឡើងដែលអ្នកម្នាក់ដែលថារស់នៅដល់ពិបាកនេះហើយណាមួយដែលសប្ងៃដែលគេនឹងមកអាចដកកូនយើងចេញពីក្នុងគ្រួសារយើងហើយយកកូននឹងទៅលក់យកទៅធ្វើស្អីក៏បានដែរចង់ធ្វើបសោតថ្នាំចាក់ថ្នាំធ្វើឲ្យកូននឹងសាច់តែគេដកចេញពីផ្ទះយើងហើយអញ្ចឹងហើយថាច្បាប់នេះគឺច្បាប់ឈួត តើពិចារណាមើលទៅគេធ្វើរឿងត្រូវឬមិនត្រូវលើអំផលមនុស្សមួយដែលថារស់នៅលើផែនដីនេះ You cannot be in the right mind to take a child which has no fault, to traffic a child for sex, for body parts. That is inhumane. And you as a parent have to protect your child. They can come and accuse you for wrongdoing so that they can take your child, while they are the one who is doing the wrong and to take your child. And with the politicians with those corrupted politicians that we elect into office, that was bought and paid for by taxpayer money and bought by this corrupted deep state, cabal, whatever you call it, the organization. So I'm going to share with this broadcast link for all to hear so that you know and share and be ready to protect your child, your family. Because once that child, that kid leave your family, I mean, they even have this program to pay them to take the child. They have a quota for every year. If you make the quota, if this organization make the quota, they will be given more money. And if they keep the child from going back to the family, they get more money. So how is that being humane? This is the genocide of humanity. So I'm sharing this so that everyone would know, everyone will share the information and be awake to this atrocity, genocide. Okay. So today some sucks by. Hello.
คือใครอยู่สบายแล้วตามปูไม่สบายแล้วรู้
Some are you still there? Okay, well, anyway, I like him Joel Klung and Nish share speak project speakproradio.com follow Tank. សួស្តីសុខសប្បាយអត់អីសុខសប្បាយឥឡូវនេះខ្ញុំចង់ដូចថាសម័យមានលឺខ្ញុំបកប្រែណែនាំទេតែអ្វីៗដែលថាគេធ្វើនេះក្នុងមាន program គេធ្វើរបៀបអាក្រក់លើប្រជាជនទូទៅមិនមែនត្រឹមតែនៅអាមេរិកទេនៅគ្រប់ប្រទេសដែលថាគេនៅក្រោមកាន់កាប់ពួក UN ក្រោមកាន់កាប់ពួក One World Order One World Government ហ្នឹង
รับทอนบ้านคลาดได้รู้ไหม
ថារបៀបរបបគេស្លាប់យើង 90% ចោលក្នុងលើផែនដីនេះគេនឹងអាចយកកូនយើងទៅបានយកកូនយើងលក់យកកូនយើងនឹងទៅធ្វើលោរបៀបអាក្រក់ហើយយកកូនយើងទៅស្លាប់យកឈាមផឹកយកគ្រឿងក្នុងនឹងយកទៅលក់ឲ្យពួកអ្នកមានដែលថាគេត្រូវការធ្វើខុសឯងនេះគឺចម្រិតអាក្រក់បាទចឹងហើយបន្តថាឥឡូវនេះខ្ញុំចង់នឹង share a video broadcast នេះហើយឲ្យអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាឮហើយឲ្យអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាដឹងហើយឲ្យការពារទៅហើយនិយាយតាមមើលទៅ I'm going to share this speakproradio.com with Tank Stephen Grout Okay. So again, listen, and this is the Speak Pro Radio Speak Pro Project Radio. So ចាំចូលក្នុង Google ហ្នឹងចូលទៅក្នុង speakpro radio.com ហើយចូលមកស្ដាប់តាមមានវគ្គច្រើនណាស់ដែលគាត់មានផតាងបញ្ចេញមកប្រាប់ថារដ្ឋមួយប្រទេសមួយគេនៅក្រោមកាន់កាប់ពួក UN ក្រោមកាប់ពួក One World Order នេះដែលថាគេនឹងមកអាចយកកូនយើងចាប់យកកូនយើងទៅលក់យកកូនយើងទៅធ្វើបាបធ្វើជាស្រីបាធ្វើជាស្អីហើយគ្រប់សពហើយចុងក្រោយមកស្លាប់កូនយើងចោលយកសួតយកបេះដូងយកស្អីគ្រប់សពយកទៅលក់ឲ្យពួកអ្នកមានតែថាគេត្រូវការហើយមានរបៀបរបបដែលថាគេធ្វើនេះគឺជាចង់ធ្វើស្លាប់ប្រជាជន 90% ចោលហើយណាមួយទៀតគេទៅសេច្បាប់នេះច្បាប់ឈួតដែលថាគេនឹងអាចស្លាប់កូនងាដែលថានៅគ្រប់ខែកើតចេញមកគេនឹងអាចស្លាប់ចោលទៀតនេះគេឲ្យច្បាប់នេះច្បាប់ឈួត Okay, so again do subscribe or go to speakproradio.com to follow to investigate to get your information, your evidence, your right to know what is going on with this world, what is going on with their agenda. Okay, so ឥឡូវខ្ញុំចុចលេងឲ្យស្ដាប់មើលស្ដាប់តាមទៅហើយពិចារណាមើលទៅតើរបៀបរបបដែលគេធ្វើនេះតើយើងឲ្យគេធ្វើតាមចិត្តឬអត់មានទេឥឡូវតាមស្ដាប់
today about all of the strange former senator murders that have been going on in the past few weeks, and also the interview that he did with Michelle, and where they talked about this, and I'm wanting to I just posted something new to projectspeak.net regarding the Walker series, regarding the things that Michelle had said. And in fact, while we're waiting for Tank, I think I'll read this to everyone. It says, okay, so Michelle Walker reported that the Arkansas state government has two sets of books, and the above discrepancy has grown to over $50 million. This discrepancy is on the public records, while the other set of books speaks to a much greater discrepancies and mismanagement of taxpayer dollars. Dave Jonda interviewed two whistleblowers on Friday, discussing the use of parallel platform that exists for the surveillance that do not have the same accountability or reporting responsibility as traditional agency tools. The YouTube video with that interview is linked on the website. This explains the illegal use of the HAMR project to automatically gather data on the American people. On the highest levels of intelligence, an entity registered as the unknown country has been responsible for registering the ownership of the assets of the entire planet. This platform accumulated every asset on the planet in 2007, at which time the comptroller of that system cut off all access by the previous trustees. Previous trustees include the Clintons, Bushes, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the Lees, and various other factions of bloodline dragon families. In 2012, the current trustee removed these trustees, and the previous trustees were given 5 years to reconcile the assets and returning them back to the original owners. No effort was made to return these assets to the people or the countries from whom the assets originated. Evidence to support these claims exists on the United Nations Black server and can be accessed with the appropriate security clearance by any agency, treasury, or government. The unknown country holds off ledger accounts of the world's historic assets and is the only entity that possesses the authority to turn assets into currency M1 transactions. The current trustee has worked for the past 7 years to return these assets to the people.
So, so I'm going to commentate. So the current trustee is what he's saying, been working for 7 years, is Kim. Kim is the only one who is in control right now of all the world asset. The previous trustee has been removed. So now the only trustee is Kim in all of the banking transaction នេះហើយថា Kim នេះហើយគឺជាគាត់នេះហើយគឺជាអ្នកមួយដែលមានសិទ្ធិថាកាន់កាប់របបលុយនៅលើមួយផែនដីហ្នឹងពីមុនមកមានច្រើនក្រុមណាស់ប៉ុន្តែឥឡូវហ្នឹងក្រុមហ្នឹងគឺដកចេញរំលាយចោលហើយមានតែម្នាក់ទេឥឡូវហ្នឹងមាន Kim ហ្នឹងហើយគឺ Kim គឺអ្នកកាន់កាប់លុយទូទៅក្នុងពិភពលោកហ្នឹងគាត់ជាអ្នក trustee គឺថានឹងអាចបញ្ចេញលុយមកឲ្យតាមគ្រប់ប្រទេសដែលអាចមាន project ហ្នឹង Kim នេះហើយគឺអ្នកកាន់កាប់
and the countries while being blocked by the various control mechanisms implemented and actively controlled by the previous trustee. This includes government salaries, disaster relief, and project funding. The unknown country would appear to operate in similar fashion to the parallel platforms described by Dave Janda. The resolution of this entity, or the power it represents, speaks to the unraveling of the United Nations depopulation agenda. This entity, controlled by the previous trustees, would have resulted in the mass genocide of the human race. The only thing preventing this from happening is that the current trustee has blocked their access to the unknown country, of which she was appointed and is the sole individual who can access these accounts at this time. The current trustee is an advocate for human empowerment and human liberation, working against many controlled agencies and governments to legally return these assets according to the contractual obligations agreed to by all parties, which include all levels of government in the world. And this is signed by Pink. All right, let's see. Pink still has not called in here. So I was just watching the interview. Hang on just a second, bring it up. So I was just watching the interview of Michelle Walker by was that by Dave Janda? Who was that? See here, just by by Mr. Purple Tie, which it looks like it happened last night. I'm not exactly sure who he is, but it was a very, very good interview. I learned a lot from it. And so she talked about the murder of Rep. Linda Collins and also former Senator Schaefer, which are definitely linked. And then there was another murder that of a former Oklahoma senator that just occurred last week. And I'm not sure how all these are linked. That's why I'd like to bring Tank on so that we can talk about these things. Let me go back to the, let's see. Actually, while we're waiting for Tank, if anybody would like to call in and make some comments, you're welcome to. I'm going to bring a caller on right now. Let's see, this is 270. You're on the air now. Can you hear me okay? Are you there? Hello? Hold on just a second. Not sure what's going on here. 270, are you there? All right, never mind then. Doesn't seem to be working. Well, all right, we're waiting. I want to talk about a few more things here. So, so apparently, these murders have had to do with the exposure of pedophilia rings that are going on inside the government. It has to do with okay, so it ties in with MERS, with CPS, Child Protection Services, 9/11, money laundering, and let's see, it looks like that the Child Protection Services donors had cargo shipping containers that were accessed, that the Clinton Foundation accessed. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there. Oh yeah, you there? Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
good.
listen, I apologize. 5 minutes before you called, I got
Okay, the MER is the Mortgage Electronics Registration Service. This is where they register all the asset of the world into the unknown country. And now, which is this asset, not just the mineral, the gold, silver, and oil, and land, and cars, and boats. It's including us as human beings are the asset that they register under. ចឹងហើយបានថាmerge នេះដែលកម្មវិធីគេ electronic ដែលថាគេនឹងចុះឈ្មោះនឹងចុះអ្វីៗដែលមានតម្លៃមានតម្លៃហ្នឹងគឺជាផ្ទះឡានកប៉ាល់ហោះទូកស្អីហ្នឹងហើយនឹងតាំងពីជីវិតមនុស្សទៀតតាំងពីមាសស្អីហ្នឹងគេចុះឈ្មោះចុះកម្ពុជាចូលនៅក្នុងelectronic នេះអញ្ចឹងហើយបានថាហើយណាមួយទៀតដែលគាត់និយាយនេះនិយាយថាChild Protect Service នេះគឺដែលថាit's what you call it Child Protect Service ហ្នឹងគឺជាក្រុមហ៊ុនខាងរដ្ឋដែលថាខាងកាន់កាប់ការពារកូនក្មេងប៉ុន្តែគេមិនការពារកូនក្មេងគឺគេនឹងមកដកកូនក្មេងនឹងយកចេញទៅពីក្នុងដកចេញពីគ្រួសារហើយយកកូនហ្នឹងទៅលក់ឲ្យប្រទេសផ្សេងទៅឲ្យផ្ញើឲ្យអ្នកផ្សេងមើលហើយនឹងអាចដកចេញពីគ្រួសារផ្សេងតទៅមុខទៅទៀតអញ្ចឹងហើយបានថាហើយណាមួយទៀតជាប់នឹងរដ្ឋដែលថា government ហ្នឹងគឺធ្វើចម្រិតអាក្រក់លើប្រជាជនហើយណាមួយថាមានលុយថាលុយដែលបងថ្នាក់ប្រជាជនបងតាក់ហ្នឹងលួចលុយចឹងហើយបានថា មិនត្រឹមតែដកកូនដកចៅដកយកកូននឹងទៅលក់យកកូននឹងទៅធ្វើចម្រិតអាក្រក់ហើយមានទាំងពីស្លាប់ជាជនទៅទៀតចឹងហើយបានថា again so all these program that was supposed to protect us it's doing the opposite we are being depopulated, we are being poisoned, we are being our DNA is being registered into this system of control.
A whistleblower, somebody with lots of really amazing information.
Oh, great.
You know, it's kind of fresh and a little bit raw because she was kind of throwing a lot of stuff at me. So I can't promise being the most organized, but if you don't mind, I'm going to bring her on right now. Is that okay?
Oh, please, yes, do.
So what she's this is whistleblower, and this is the research she is working. She is the person that is working as one of the agent, and she's being both sides as the victim and as the agent. So now she's come forth to expose this program, this system that is destroying the family, and now since she's being exposed of this corruption, of this depopulation systematically being worked.
Let's go for it.
All right. Hello, ladies.
Hello, how are you? This is Gunner.
Welcome to the Gun Show. Gunner.
Yeah, gun show with King.
Yeah, so we're gonna let you.
Sorry for crashing the party.
Oh, I'm glad you crashed it.
Exactly. We're about to get the truth out, however that is. I'm not a big, I'm a big believer that if you just don't schedule things, just let them happen organically, that is the best way to get the truth out. So,
Exactly.
I'm sorry, Michelle, I know your whistleblower friend. Is it okay if I say her name?
Yeah.
So Ashley is on the phone. Ashley has she's done some incredible research on her. I've actually heard some of this myself. She's been very much an advocate down in Arkansas for to take down child protective services, expose the various sources down there, and that affects all of us, right? It's something that is we're talking about Arkansas, but all it does is just allow us to focus on one area. So actually, you have so much to offer, I can tell, and you were just bursting at the seams. I'm not even sure where to best direct you. Do you want to just kind of start and tell what your current experiences are?
Okay, gosh, we kind of bring it in a nutshell. Okay, so how I got started in this whole thing is my kids were removed from me back in 2012. And it was a legitimate corruption case. And I've been on both sides. So I always used to think, well, if you got child protective services, you deserve to have your kids taken because you did something wrong until it happened to me. And when I had my kids removed, I knew how it all added up later on after.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I just want you to go to meat and potatoes. After your
Okay, let's start off with something what you just said. That is a very important connecting message. Everybody thinks the child protective services is if you get your kids taken, it's because you did something wrong. Until it happens.
Right, which is exactly why I start off with that, because I was on both sides of the fence. But then I realized it was a corruption case that was linked up to a child by a previous relationship who was blonde hair, blue eyes, and I'm with a black man, and they had the same court date. I mean, it was bad. So when they took my kids, we got them back in 4 months. In 4 months, we got my kids back. They took them for my youngest daughter being failure to thrive and environmental neglect. In order to get my daughter back as a prerequisite, Sheridan, Arkansas, Grant County, Arkansas, made me tie my shoes. Now, let me tell you very.
So yes, to your comment, Beck, this is a live broadcast. I'm sharing this speakproradio.com, where there's evidence, amounts of evidence that's been corruption, the Pizzagate, the pedophile, the corruption in the FBI, CIA, politicians, and all, and in this one world government, one world order being implemented in our society today. And this information is being exposed. This what you call it, whistleblower coming forth, giving the document, giving the evidence that is happening today. Okay, just a couple weeks ago, where our senator, that is the one who is truly for the people, is being killed, murdered, for not complying to their agenda, and she exposed, or they exposed their agenda to the public, so they are being murdered and cover-ups. Okay, so please, all of you, go to speakproradio.com to follow and get updates on a day-to-day of this corruptions, and by we need to what you call it? Let me see. Hold on. So we need to share the information, awake the people, know what's going on with these corruptions, with these depopulations. It's not a propaganda. It's not, well, it's not a what you call it, a conspiracy. Like everybody say, it's a conspiracy theory. How is it a theory when it's actual happening? People are dying. People who come forth with information, come forth with the truth, and they're being killed. People that we elect to protect us, and they are doing that, and they are being murdered to cover up for, and this program is being exposed with the Child Protective Service. The one who is supposed to protect the child instead is the one who is the brokerage. They take the child out from the family and sold, and being sold across the country for the higher bidders, for sex slave, for organs transplants. And some of these politicians, the senator that videotape Hillary Clinton taking hundreds of child into China, and not all of those kids come back, because they are being removed and as a organ transplant, pay for the highest. How is that being humane? How is that being child protective service? While they take the kids, the child from your family, and sell it to other higher bidder, to other country that need organs, that want organs, that want adrenochrome, whatever, the adrenalines from the torture of these kids, to have the adrenochrome for them to drink, to keep them younger, to look younger. They want to live longer. So this is atrocity. This is their agenda. So, and that's why these whistleblower giving the information, it's not hearsay, it's evidence, it's concrete evidence, documents that they have. And majority of the people, 99% of the people do not know about it. So now I'm sharing this so that you can spread, you can share it, so that everybody know what's going on with the world today, with the government, that what they're doing, the MERS, okay, especially that they register not just the car, the house, the boat, gold, money, wealth, whatever. They register us as human being, as a livestock, as a value. Okay, so let's continue, and let's continue with this broadcast.
CPs for this, okay? When they make those recommendations through the psychiatrist, okay, when you go get your psych eval, you have to follow those recommendations. And whatever those recommendations are, the parents have to follow through with that. Because then it doesn't come out and do the same thing that Ashley said. Right. The thing is with all of this is CPS can't outright tell you that. No. But if they have a third party that is contracted through them, they can. And now my tubes are tied. Now I got onto this because I knew there was something.
So I'm gonna stop this, and then so what she's saying is this program, this system is forcing her to tie her tube so that she cannot no longer have any more babies. So I mean, it's not just that. It's this is the way they control the population, the way they depopulate this their agenda.
You're saying,
That's fine. That's totally fine.
I don't hear anything, but I need the exact. Okay, so, Donna, you realize what she just said? They are talking about forcing and imposing sterility, right, or infertility,
Right.
for castration, essentially, right? Like they're forcing her, right, to make so she can't have any more kids. This is a common practice in the entire depopulation agenda, which, by the way, is the United Nations agenda, and that is actually.
I was just fixing to say it actually started in the UK. It started in the UK and it trickled down to us.
So they're basically
Okay,
throwing
so
the mothers into a category of not being able to take care of their children, and then forcing them to have their tubes tied. That's what you're saying, right?
Right.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Because I fell in what's called the IQ category. There's a pattern that we finally found. I took me like 8 months to find the pattern as to how they're doing this, and this also includes other countries.
And
Have you guys figured out that pattern yet?
hold on. The great thing is Ashley and I we did not talk to each other until the end of all of our investigations, just in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And we're telling you that it's not just one group or two groups. There were multiple us, but we had figured out the pattern, and we were all able to figure out the stops and everything. So that's very important that y'all know that we're not coming from one source, and it was that from all of us, and that y'all need to know on the other side that there were so many of us working together, even out of countries, China and Turkey, Fiji, Spain, Spain, and
Norway,
and Pakistan, and Israel was giving us intel and we were able to. We all have came up with the same information. And then when we all came together in the last few weeks, we have been giving, as Tank said, you already knew her voice because I had already been sending you evidence. We've got all the evidence out there in multiple places. That's a very important point right now for all of us to make because they're killing us off very fast right now. And we need y'all to know that the evidence is out there in multiple places. and that we, the people, are going to know exactly what's happening. Now go on, Ashley.
Okay, so hang on just a second. Excuse me. So we've got Ashley on the air here. Who else is on the air here?
Michelle Walker.
Oh, okay. All right. Excuse me. I missed that part. All right. We've got Michelle Walker and Ashley. And is Ashley a friend of yours?
We were mutual friends on Facebook, and I was just following her story. And when I made me get in contact with her is when she did a live video. She's gonna laugh when I say this. She did a live video saying that she was basically done because a lot of parents out there were basically not giving her the respect she needs. And I reached out to her and I was like, look, keep hanging in there. I had to do the same thing, trying to help families, and when things didn't go right, the families get pissed off at you or not keeping their nose clean. You know, I can do everything under the sun to help you, but if your nose isn't clean, then I can't show the bad that CPS is doing, because they'll come back and counteract my claims back on you, saying, well, you didn't pass your drug test or you didn't do this, because by the time I got a hold of those case files, we're already 6-7 months down the road.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm
so
sorry.
That's how I got in contact with her.
That
Okay.
is true. We started encouraging each other, and through our investigation, we've seen child trafficking. We've heard horror stories that we're fixing to bring you of a young man that was in a group home where he's going to be able to give y'all information where judges were coming inside the group home to rape them. He's been raped over 50+ times in the group home.
Was that in Little Rock?
It's in Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay, I was gonna say I know 3 of them that are up. I was in ones like that when I was growing up as a child. I was put into places like that, and they would put us on Thorazine, and then the staff members that basically babysat would take advantage of the girls.
Thorazine is like a psychiatric type, yeah. And Thorazine has been
I apologize again. Hey, you need to speak up. We can hardly hear you.
It's huge.
So what they do is they drug these kids and then rape them. So that is not child protected service. That's a pedophile. That is so evil.
In Rivendell, it's huge in Bridgeway, it's huge in Stepping Stones, it's huge in all the mental institutions. When these kids go into institutions, you don't know, most people don't even know what happens, but I can tell you a lot of them that I was in through the course and my mom or whatever, one nurse would be there, one specific nurse mainly worked most of those night shifts, and we knew it was going to happen. We all get our shots in the hip, and it makes you know what's going on, but you're too high basically. It's almost like the Laden, but different. To where you can't really do anything. You're just high as a kite, but you know what's going on, and we got raped repeatedly.
Okay, high on what, you know?
Thorazine.
Okay. And
and it was a shot form.
Oh, right.
All right, so I'm sorry, I didn't want to derail you. Like, there's 1,000 details, and they're really important for everybody to understand how they do this. So go ahead.
So getting back to what I said with the CPS stuff, that's like trauma from my past. Anyways, and that plays a key detail in as well. So I found out everything, and I found out how my cases were linked up and how I lost my kids. And I knew, okay, if I went through this, I know for a fact other people are. And that's when I started contacting different attorneys. And then that's when I started being out there, letting everybody know, hey, if you have issues with CPS, let me know your story. And I started putting these patterns together, and that's when everything started coming together. The biggest pattern that I found, along with everyone else, is Child Protective Services, how they're able to get away with 90 to 99% of the terminations that they do on these parents is they do not follow their own procedure. That's the first thing. When you get a CPS involvement case, it snowballs out of control so quickly the parents are so worried about, oh my gosh, I'm trying to protect my honor. I didn't do this. And they're so focused on trying to prove themselves innocent that they're not even realizing what CPS is doing behind closed doors and saying, okay, we got this built up, we got that built up, we got this built up. And it snowballs. So they don't have procedures. They don't give out the adequate referrals. They wait till last minute to do it, and there's no one to hold them accountable. The other one that's in the Adoption Safe Family Act, and Michelle can back me up on this, and I can show you proof on the Adoption Safe Family Act on how it's broken down. It says that they want to adopt the kids out to the people, to the adopted, or to the fosters that demonstrate a great financial responsibility and bond with those children. Well, almost all my cases, they always claim there was no bond between the child, the mother, the child, and the parents, the bio parents. Right. They would never give them the visitation. They would cut the visitation off because a foster worker said something or a therapist said something. In that Adoption Safe Family Act, it says models to encourage concurrent goals.
Yeah, I know the judges just they won't even answer when we file for an emergency motion to just ask the judge to make them comply to the visitation, a video visitation. They literally sit in front of a video visitation with a baby to see if you bond with that baby. That's literally how they do it.
Correct, and they don't even do that. I mean, if you have that, you're lucky. But 90% of the time, they don't even do that. They just go by what they say. Even if you have video recording, even if you have evidence, your attorneys are not going to submit that evidence. It's very rare that you pay the money and actually find a good attorney that's willing to go up against them because they're not. And they'll tell you this to your face.
Yeah, they told me that if they challenged and really expose, I have met attorneys in their offices 11 o'clock at night, so people didn't know we were talking, and they told me that if they went up against the system, and they would not win any of their other cases, and they had been told that.
Right, because it's a system that has absolutely nothing to do with funding or protecting people whatsoever. It is a warrant system, which is technically a billing system. Every time these warrants come in, they're making sure that as long as the financial obligations are met, that is what they would define, or what they are defining behind closed doors as a bond. And I'm sure they send the same, they probably take a videotape of the children, send them out to very affluent people who are known pedophiles, and they shop them around. I know that for a fact. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look in the Adoption Safe Family Act, it says not less than 50% of the proceedings go to court.
Okay, so
that's
how is
verbatim.
I'm sorry, I don't know much about child protection services, and many of our listeners probably don't either. But so, what part of the government are they? How are they connected in the government? Can you explain that, or any of you?
They're
not.
They are, but they aren't. How do I break this down? Okay, so they're a government agency, but they're ran by the federal. So we have done so many things where we looked at how do we stop this? How do we implement places where there's more accountability, yada, yada, yada. Like, each state has to, each governor has
Sorry, guys.
to put their foot down and say, this is happening no more. No more is this happening. The problem is the reason why they haven't done that is because you have any idea how many cases they're going to have to go back to and reopen to make sure that it was not done as a corruption case or a wrongful termination. I tell my parents this all the time. I don't give a damn or darn why you lost your kids. What are we doing and what are they doing to make sure that you're going to get your kids back and that you have a fair shake? I don't care about any of the other stuff, but I need your case file. Your case file is my roadmap. It tells me every drug test. It tells me the allegations. It tells me everything. Some case files are over 10,000 pages long, and over half of it is fraudulent. And then I catch them on the fraud.
I don't know if you can see this, but I'm being
and then I give it to their attorneys, and their attorneys are actually able to win. And
computer being frozen, so hopefully you can still hear it, but on my side it's
you have to hold their hand. You just lost your baby. I don't care how big of a drug addict you are. Us mothers are not equipped to would be without our children. We're not. We're really, really, truly not. And I literally hold their hand and walk them through this and say, okay, your attorney's not doing it. We're going to go ahead and get in touch with the Arkansas Bar Association because now he's going to have to write a 3,000 or 4,000 page brief for free, which is a pain in the rear for them, as to how they felt they did do your case to the best of their ability. With my evidence, they turn around and we get the kids back most of the time.
And what agency is that again?
The Arkansas Bar Association, they're the ones that regulate the attorneys, and it's a great avenue to take for attorneys that are your court-appointed attorneys, or attorneys that you give them money, and you give them your money, and so they're not fighting fairly for you. They're going to have to write a brief. I don't know if you guys know what a brief is, but they suck.
Yes.
And they have to do it. Usually, most attorneys get paid 10 to 15 grand for a brief for an appeal. Now they have to write this brief on this case for free. Most attorneys ain't gonna want to do that.
Yeah. So this is your point, Ashley. Please hold your train of thought. I want you to get everything you want to say out because I know there's a lot. I know you're not gonna get it all out today. But regardless, I'll give you a chance. You're welcome to come on anytime, by the way. But I will say this, for anybody out there who's listening now or in the future, your power is one. Do not be intimidated by anything they say. Most of the time, they're using intimidation tactics to try to stand you down because they're counting on your ignorance of what is happening.
Exactly.
You've done nothing wrong. Do not act as if you have. Do not let somebody even take your kids in the first place.
Don't let them in your home. I don't care if they bring an officer. If they bring an officer with them and they say, you have to let me in, so you're going to tell me that you're going to violate my constitutional amended right by letting me in, by forcing into my home, and ask the officer, are you going to let them violate my right? There is no court order. There is no warrant. If there's no court order, there's no warrant, there's no entry. I don't care what they say. But you make sure you record. Arkansas is a third-party state, and you can record without their knowledge. I always tell everybody, do Facebook Live and let them watch it. That usually also helps a lot. But do not let anybody into your home without a court order or warrant. There's also a thing called the 3-strike rule. Have you guys heard about that? I do. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
A 3-strike rule. A 3-strike rule is what I can call any one of y'all 3 different times as a different person, or have 2 of my other buddies and call on you. And by their procedures or in their minds, they're going to come remove the children regardless if it's true or false.
That's clever setup. The evil empire. All they have to do is just miscommunicate on their end, which wouldn't be hard to do, and it would record in their own procedures that they counted 3 times.
Correct, but they cannot use, because a lot of people don't understand anonymous phone calls. That's not enough to get a warrant for a probable cause. They cannot remove your children under your 4th Amendment right. They cannot remove your children without their court order or a warrant.
4th Amendment.
Yes.
And then just to reemphasize, this applies to everyone. Anyone out there, and believe me, I know, I talk to people about this all the time, and they're constantly of the opinion that doesn't happen to anybody I know. Yes, we might live in a segment of the population that isn't currently targeted, but keep in mind.
If you don't think that, give me your name and number and let's try it out on you. Let's see if you're willing to take a risk.
What you will notice, this documentation is going up today on stateproject.net, and we have drawn the connections and summarized for people so that they can see exactly the evidence that they need. And the evidence is right there. It's very clear, just as Ashley and Michelle said, on how to go into the Freedom of Information Act. And it explains how these independent organizations, they are not part of the government. They are government contract agencies, okay? Which means they're independently owned. They are actually traced back. Okay? They're controlled by the United Nations, which is not part of the Republic. Okay, that's not part of our country. Okay, that's part of the corporate structure that is here. It is a foreign agency on American soil, and they are imposing their will, and they are funded by federal grants, which are paid for by our tax dollars. They only get their federal grant funding when they increase the amount of children that they take.
Yes, in the Adoption Safe Family Act, it states which age group is worth how much money, up to 14,000. It says 5,000 multiply if any foster kids are in the care exceed the amount. So it talks about how it has to, they even use the word product in there. They don't even use children. I have these up. I sent it to Michelle.
So we are a
I have
product.
the actual breakdown of how it's
Excuse me.
worded. And it uses the product. Your children are products. And let me tell you, commodity. They call them product and commodity.
That's just sick.
Now, let me tell you, anybody that's on food stamps, anybody that's on government assistance, anybody that's on Medicaid or whatever, that is exactly how they go after your children. That is one of the, that is a key factor in this. Because when you fill out your food stamp application, whether it's in Minnesota,
It's not a free
Arkansas,
system.
Hawaii, it doesn't matter.
You're paying with your kids.
They have the food stamp programs or government assistance programs. They ask you what your religion is. They ask you how old your children are, the social security numbers of your children. They ask you what color you are. What does religion have anything to do with this? Every single case that I've ever taken, we're on some type of government assistance. And I'm going to tell you another thing. Here's the biggest kicker. Every one of my parents, and I can get over 200 of them on the phone right now to say yes, every single one of them are Christian.
So, just for the record, because this is true right now at this point in history, this is a pattern. If you're going to look at patterns, you have to look at how the patterns repeat. Okay. Now,
yes.
All of these religions, including Christianity, every one of them has been created and perverted by the same organization. Okay, this is
correct.
Historical fact. Right? Okay. I'm not for or against any religion per se until they become violent one way or another. They use religion as a method and a tool to divide us against each other. So the registration process is very common, right? Go back to
correct.
What we know about World War II, and what they would do is they were.
You hit it on the nose. You hit it right on the nose.
That's why they had numbers, which is just like our social security number, I might add. Right? And they would get tattooed on their arm, they would register them, and they would take what they wanted from them. And that's where they really did a lot more experimentation in drugging people with all types of things, including fluoride, which they're putting in your water right now. And in addition with frequency, broadcasting out propaganda in a 440 frequency, of which nothing in nature vibrates at a 440. So therefore they found that people were more docile, they were more receptive to orders, and they were less creative, right? Because when you're more creative, you think with more creative solutions. You think more considerably of what you can do to change the situation.
Yes,
so
exactly.
What was happening back then has never stopped happening. As a matter of
no, it actually started, even before that, it started with Native Americans. You know, when we talk about today's society, when we talk about now and here, let me tell you, the second removal that I've had with my kids, this is my second removal. I am here in Minnesota.
So again, I don't know if you can, I'm trying to,
my husband out 3 months before they took my kids. I even went there and told
my
them
screen
what
is
was
still
going on,
frozen, so,
and they said, don't worry, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I knew better, but I needed something, okay? So I kicked him out, and I got on to